Okay, this is going to be the section that we talk about proofs. Okay, a lot of people don't know even where to start whenever they get to proofs. Okay, they always give you a given. They tell you what you're given, what you can use for sure, and then they ask you to prove something. So you're given, in this problem, you're given that FG is congruent to GH, so they've got the congruent marks here, that JK is congruent to KL, so we've got our congruent marks here so we can see that, and then they tell us that angle F is congruent to angle J. Alright, and they want us to prove that triangle FGH is similar to triangle JKL. Well, whenever you see these, you should be thinking isosceles triangle. So we're going to be using the properties of an isosceles triangle. And this one is also an isosceles triangle. Now to set up our proof, you're going to start off with just a white sheet of paper. And you will have to draw and make your own table that looks something like this. So the first thing that you do is you draw your T, okay, and you write statements and reasons. So you can do that. The next step that you're going to do is you're going to write your given statement. So your statement is going to be what's given, okay? It's going to be exactly what's given. So you just copy this. So you just copy what's given right here. And your reason for it is that it's given. They're telling you that. So the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to look at your picture and think, well, what do I know? What do I know about isosceles triangles? I know that the base angles are congruent. So I can say that angle F is congruent to angle H. And this one's also an isosceles triangle, so we can say angle J is congruent to angle L. So step 2 is that's all we're going to do. We're going to write that. On our statement, we write what we just said. Angle F is congruent to angle H, and angle J is congruent to angle L. Now our reason, the reason why we knew that is that base angles of isosceles triangles are congruent. Well, if we've got this is congruent to this, and this is congruent to here, okay, because they're all congruent to each other, then we can say that triangle FGH is similar to triangle JKL by the angle-angle similarity postulate. Okay, so that's going to be the first proof. The second one, this is all you're given, okay? Now in order to do a proof, the first thing that you're going to do is your T table, okay? Your T chart where your statements and reasons. So given a blank sheet of paper, okay, you would come across and you would come down. Statements, and reasons. Okay, so you're gonna have to do that. Now on the statements, the first thing that we always write for statements, the first statement is what's given. So AC is parallel to MP. And why? Because it's given. Okay, so this next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at our picture and think, well, what can we do? In order to prove that these two triangles are similar, we need two pairs of congruent angles. We've got one pair right here because of vertical angles. So let's write that. Let's write angle ABC is congruent to angle PBM. Okay, so this angle is congruent to this angle. ABC is congruent to angle PBM. And why? Because vertical angles. So now we've got one set of congruent angles. We still need more. Well, let's use what they gave us, that these are parallel, and use what we know about parallel lines. So parallel lines cut by a transversal, we could use this one or we could use this one. Okay, so what are these angles? They're alternate interior angles. So we know that they're congruent. So our statement is that they are congruent. So CAB, okay, so CAB is congruent to MPB. And why? Because alternate interior angles, they're alternate interior angles, and alternate interior angles are congruent. Now we've got two sets of congruent angles, so we can say that they are similar. So all we do is we say what we were trying to prove. We say triangle ABC is similar to PBM, triangle PBM, because of the angle-angle similarity postulate. That's all for proofs.